Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and this is Moorlander EDC. Now, over the years, over the last 8 years of me making content, I've made quite a few pieces of content on bags, and especially sling bags like this. And a lot of the comments are, Randy, you really need to check out Tomtoc. Tomtoc makes some great bags, Randy. You should check them out. And for no other reason than just sheer laziness, I've never got round to it. And about a month ago, the good people at Tomtoc got in touch, sent me an email, and I'm paraphrasing here, but they went, Rand, you really should check out our bags. So I was like, okay, this is God sending me a message that I should pull my finger out and I should look at some of Tomtoc's bags. So they were very good enough to send me 2 of their bags. Now, as far as the bags are concerned, these are part of their Aviator family of bags. You have the T33 and you have the T35. The T33 is a 1.7 litre sling bag, and the T35 is a 3.5 litre sling bag. All of the materials on here are generally really nice. Your zippers on the T35, these are AquaGuard zippers. The zippers on the T33, these are, again, they're all YKK on both of these. AquaGuard, and you've got kind of your normal zippers on here, but they are the RC, the reverse coil kind of ones, which are really nice. There's also some difference in materials as well. This is a nicer, softer, more kind of pliable material, which is generally really nice. Of the 2 on which you kind of expect, because this is 3.5 litres and this is 1.7. But the material on this just adds a little bit more pliability and makes it feel a little bit lighter. Whereas the material on the T35, this is, and I know, I've turned into an X-Pac snob. I know, please. Yeah, I am. I'm a bit of an X-Pac snob, but the rigidity of the X-Pac adds that rigidity to it, so it's nice. So I thought we'd try out a couple of different ones, and generally the smaller one is the one that I've been wearing a little bit more, mainly because I can put this on underneath the coat as well. But for shorter little kind of commuter city breaks, the T33 is generally really impressed me. Now the T35 has also really impressed me. I've got to say, as far as my first kind of hands-on with Tomtoc, I'm impressed with both of these bags. Now what I thought is, rather than just me showing you and kind of going around the bag, let's do a top-down look at both of these bags. So let's turn the camera around and take a closer look. Now first up, I thought we'd have a look at the smaller of the 2 packs. This is the Aviator T33, 1.7 litre pack. I'll leave the exact dimensions down here for you, but as you can see, I have a medium to large size hand, and I'm sure most of you kind of understand what you can kind of get with a 1.7 litre pack. As far as going around the outside is concerned, it's a fairly minimal pack. Now usually, and I talk about this a lot, oh, I'd like some bungee on the bottom, I'd like this on the side. I'm not going to say that with this, mainly because of the aesthetics of the bag. It's designed to look like a clean commuter, I'm guessing by the name Aviator, that, you know, this is the type of pack that you could travel with. Now I haven't, in the time that I've owned this, I haven't travelled with this yet. However, the next time I am travelling, I hope going to be in Stockholm in a few months. I'm 100% taking this with me, because I always travel with something like this and a backpack for my essentials in here. So the fact that it doesn't have some of the accoutrement on the outside that I'd like, I'm happy with, because it just has more of a stealthier kind of paired back look. So this material is really nice. It has a really fine ripstop texture to it. I say ripstop texture. It is actually ripstop. It's not just like a strange texture that they've added. So if you're concerned about durability, I'm sure, although the test of time will tell, I know from people that have some Tomtoc bags that they certainly don't worry about durability. But yeah, so it's the same material all the way around. You can see on the top here we have double zips. So that's into the main compartment, which I would say is probably 1.6 litres of the 1.7. And then there is a small zip pocket here on the front. As far as how you put this on, it's with a strap here. You can wear this around your waist, or you can wear this across your chest. Buckles on here are Duraflex buckles. Never going to complain about Duraflex buckles, they're great. And the material for the webbing is like a seat belt style material as well. Now that we're getting into the summer and we're wearing t-shirts, this brushing against your neck, no issues whatsoever, nothing to complain about there at all. I've got a 46-inch chest, and there's still a good 18 inches worth of extra room on here. If I open this back out again, this is going to be really weird because I'm going to put it on later and I'm going to complain that it's too big. But yeah, genuinely, you're not going to need to worry if you, oh, well, I've got a 52-inch chest, Mr. Moorlander, will it fit? Yes, bruv, don't worry, it's going to fit. There is, yeah, plenty of room on that belt. And that goes with both of these as well, by the way. I might not show you the belt, I'll quickly show you the belt on the other one. That's getting back to another thing, and this is something I talk about a lot, and this is geometry. So the belt itself is an old school belt, where the belt runs across the top, rather than one of these ones where you see that the belt runs across the middle. So when you have this on, and I'm just holding this enough just to hold it up, I'm not like yanking down on it, but you'll see that there's very little tilt forward on this. So when you have this on, it sits perfectly against your chest or your back. Now when it is on your back, to be able to grab it, you have this little hypalon kind of tab, which there is a tab here on this side and a tab here on that side. So I have this now because I'm kind of left-handed, so I'll have this round and then I can grab it and then I'll pull it round and it will just kind of scoot round. Plus the material is nice and light, and it just, yeah, really nice. But if you want to, you can swap that to the other side. So getting into this front pocket, on the front pocket you've got some nice high-vis lining in there, which is also ripstop. I've got a lighter in there. Even though I don't smoke, it's useful to carry a lighter. I've got my car keys, and please, every other manufacturer, look at Tomtoc, and this is how you do your bit for your keys. Make it so it's a good 6, 7, 8 inches long. That way you don't have to worry about taking your keys off it if you need to do something. Let's say you've got a locker, let's say it might even be your front door, whatever it is, you can keep your keys attached to this. Just move your chest close to it, open it, close it, and you can do it, put your keys back in here. I hate it, well, I don't hate it, but when manufacturers scrimp out and just make it so that it's literally that long, so you have to struggle to get it in, struggle to get it out, you have to take your keys off to open something. I mean, I'd have to take this off if I want to drive, but just those little bits where you just want to reach in, undo it, yeah, really like that. Now, main compartment, double zips. I do like the fact that this is ambi open, so whether you're a righty and you keep both zips on one side, or whether you're lefty and you keep some zips on the other side so that you can open these, I think that's great. The zipper pulls on here it's just like accessory cord, so if you wanted to, what I often do is, I haven't done it with this one yet, but I'll take one of these off. Or at least I'll take this one off, because this is the side that I don't pull. That way I always know where the one is to pull. So yeah, open this up, splays open. Now as far as opening is concerned, you wouldn't expect this to be a full clamshell, and it certainly isn't. So on the side, the zip opens roughly halfway for it. So opening it open, all of your stuff isn't just going to fall out. It opens just enough so that the weight of it will open out, and then you can check what you've got inside. So I've got a quick little micro pouch in there. I've got something to eat. Yeah, let's hear it for the picnic posse. So on the inside, what you have is you have a slip pocket here at the back. In fact, let's take my mobile phone out because I do have my mobile phone in the back here. The slip pocket in the back, you can drop your mobile phone into and it'll fit in there perfectly. Then inside there you've got plenty of room for other stuff, and then here on the front for some extra organisation then you do have a mesh pocket that you can put stuff into. We are coming into the summer. I'm half Scottish and half Welsh, although I have an English accent. It's the only English thing about me. So I've got some Burt's Bees and I've got some Factor 50 because, like I say, half Welsh, half Scottish is a great combination. It's just not a great combination if you like the sun. So there you go. Now, one of the things that I do like about this, here you have a little Tomtoc logo, which is, you know, that's kind of cool. But this logo, this is the bad boy that you want to be looking at. RFID blocked. If you've got your wallet in here and you're concerned, if you've got your mobile phone in here, whatever you've got in here, you put it in, boop. It's not disappeared. You can still get calls. It's not like Faraday cage kind of protection. But if you're concerned about people walking past you and trying to scan your card, if it's in here, it's protected. You are RFID blocked, which is great. Now, there is an additional pocket, which I've kind of ruined because it's here on the back. Well, I've already shown you this. But you do have a mobile phone pouch, or you can put your phone in there, or you can put your wallet into it. With the size of this one, you have to just put it in with the rear end first and then slide. I'm sure that's what she said there somewhere. If you have one of those kind of massive iPhone 17 Extra Max ones, you might struggle to get it in. This is the Google Pixel, whatever the latest Google Pixel is. It's not the Pro and it's not the Max, it's just a normal standard one. But this fits in. You just make sure you slide it into the bottom first, and yeah, it's good to go. Genuinely really impressed with this. But if you're after more, then that's where the T35 will come in. If you're enjoying the content today and you'd like to support my channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below. If you do choose to do that, I'd like to say a huge thank you and welcome on board into the Moorlander community. Now back to today's content. Now what you may assume is that the jump from the T33 to the T35 is a T33 on steroids, and to some degree you're kind of right on that. They do share quite a lot of features, but there are some differences between the two. Now I opted for this one in X-Pack because I'm an X-Pack snob and I love the material. X-Pack, if you're new to it, it's a sailcloth. This is the same material that they use on sailing ships in the Olympics, all that sort of stuff. I think it was designed by the Americans and it was engineered in Germany. It's an amazing fabric. It genuinely is amazing. Hydrostatic. It's so many different things. So this front panel has X-Pack on here. By the way, I forgot to mention, so with both of these there are different colour options as well, and then across the top here you have more of the same X-Pack. On the bottom, just to add some beefiness to this, then you've got some ridiculously tough ballistic nylon here at the back, and you've got some ballistic nylon here at the back, here at the bottom and here at the back. The zips on here, you do get an upgrade with the zips. So these are YKK AquaGuard zips, whereas on the T33 they're just the regular RC zips. So on the front here and here you get those, whereas on the back, which would be like your kind of your little conceal bit if you want to put your mobile phone into here, then this is a regular RC zipper. Now the belt on here is exactly the same. You get loads of room. It's a Duraflex buckle on here. Again, nobody's ever complaining about Duraflex. Similar geometry as to where the straps come out. So when you hold this up, although I have really packed this full, you are getting a little bit of twist in there, but from wearing this when it's on your back, when it's on your chest, you don't get any of that twist and it sits perfectly against your back. There are some extra kind of differences with this. It does feel a little bit more premium. Now that's not to take anything away from, I was just about to reach for the T33 then. That doesn't mean that the T33 doesn't feel premium. But like with the T33, you've just got like a little Hypalon logo here on the side, and then the front's very plain. With the T35, you've got a little Tomtoc logo, which is, I'm guessing this is probably made from aluminium on the front, and then you've got the same logo on the side. So it's just a little bit more kind of Gucci. Let's just say that. Now the one thing, and I don't know if this was just missing on mine, but on the sides here you've got those same tabs, but it didn't have the little Hypalon pull. Now luckily, because I've got both of them, when I carry this I take the Hypalon pull off and I put it onto here. But if you've got one of these and it's missing, did yours come with the Hypalon pull, or does this one just not come with it? I'm not too sure. But anyway, so you got your big zip onto your front pocket. On the inside here, you have the same key stay, which I think is great because this is a nice long key stay. But then on the inside, you now have some actual organization on the inside here. So I've got my same little lighter in there. Whereas with the T33, it was just an open pocket. On here, you can now put these in. So let's say you don't want this running around, you can put it into that pocket, and then you can zip this up, and it will stop that from moving around. The zipper pulls on here with the T33, they were just these accessory cord zipper pulls, whereas on these, you have like a little, it's that heat shrink stuff on here. Both of them as well, by the way, so where your zip is, you can push it into this little zip garage here at the end, and that will keep that secure. This is also an ambi open, so whether you're a lefty or a righty, whether you prefer it to be on one side or the other, I'm kind of left-handed, so I keep it on this side. And then opening this up, super smooth, although I will say, and it's exactly the same with all AquaGuard zippers, they're not as smooth because you have this membrane that the zip has to run over, but for the added water resistance that you get with AquaGuard, then most people are more than happy with that. Now, this isn't a tactical pack. However, I am happy to confirm that it is tactical. Sorry about that. It is tactical teddy bear compliant. Unfortunately, the T33 isn't, due to its size. It's only 1.7 litres, with the 3.5 litres of the T35 tactical teddy bear compliant. Now on the inside here, again, so when this opens, it comes down to roughly about halfway down. Similar on this side. So when this opens out, it's very easy to be able to get, let's close that pocket for a second. It's very easy to be able to get your stuff on the inside here, but it's not going to spill out. So on the back, let's get my phone out the back section here. On the back you have a similar slip pocket. Now the slip pocket on this is designed for other things. You know, with the size of this, let's say you have one of those newfangled Nintendo handheld devices, you can fit your Nintendo Switch into here. It will fit in the back and it will keep it nice and secure. It's kind of double thickness, this material, so it's not super padded, but it will offer it a little bit of protection in this back sleeve. Then on the front here, you then have two mesh pockets. So you've got one on this side. Oh, let's open this properly. You have one on this side here, and then you have one on this side here. There is an additional mesh pocket that runs the entire length of this side. So again, I've got some EDC stuff in there. I've got a small torch. I've got my Factor 50 with me as well. My Burt's Bees seems to have fallen out. It's in another pocket. It's there. And again, we've got a nice picnic in here because everybody loves a picnic. But also, just to show you with this, if you did want to fit a drink into here, I've got my favourite Lipton iced tea peach, and that will fit in. I can fit at least two of those into here. I might even be able to fit three if I had a bit of a squeeze. But I guess really what we're just showing is, with the T33, it being 1.7 litres, it's your essentials. You know, you're doing a commute, you just want to stay low key, but with the T35, you've got your essentials plus some more to be able to take away with you. Now, I want to get back to this logo again because this is exactly the same, and this is also RFID blocked. Now, the last little bit was, as you'd probably imagine, which I've already kind of ruined because I've shown you this on the back here. There was also more of a discreet pocket, so if you want to put something that's more kind of valuable in there when you've got this sitting against you, especially if you're doing city breaks. European cities at the moment, unfortunately, are rife with pickpockets. Putting it in the back there, perfect. Now, I've got to hold my hands up with this. I took way too long to make some content on some Tomtoc stuff. I'm genuinely really happy that Tomtoc got in touch. Now, as I said at the beginning, full disclosure, these were sent to me. Everything in this content today is fully my own opinion. It's one of the agreements that I had with Tomtoc that I just want to make some honest content. They were like, brilliant, Randy, that's great. I also definitely need to apologise a little bit to Tomtoc. It took me 8 years to make some content on some of their bags. They're great. I'm looking forward to making some more content on some other. In fact, they have sent me another, like a tech pouch, so we'll be making some content on that soon. They're just really nice packs. Now, when I talk about really nice packs, I'm kind of comparing these to the likes of Able Carry. I'm comparing these to the likes of Alpaca. If I gave you this and you were an Alpaca fan, you wouldn't, I genuinely don't think you'd notice too much of a difference. These are really nice. They're not also particularly expensive, and I think these are great value for money. As I mentioned, I've tended to use this one a little bit more, not because I've not liked the larger version of the two, but I've just done a few little city breaks. And on the commute into work, having this there, one of the beauties of these as well is, I say this a lot with other things, and I talk about kind of spatial awareness and situational awareness about pickpockets. But a pack like this, to have your keys, not the keys because that's where I'm going to make a point in a second, your phone, your other things in here, you can still drive with this on your chest. You can put your seatbelt on, it'll just kind of sit underneath this, so that if you're in an area of the world where, what do they call them, non-permissible environments, that's probably too much for this, but if you need to decant from your car as quickly as possible and make sure that your essentials are with you, if you need to get out of a train as quickly as possible and still make sure that your essentials are with you, these are great packs for that. They genuinely are. So when I've been driving into and do my commute to work, having this on, yeah, these are genuinely really nice packs. Now, I'm not gonna glaze too much over these. I do want to say a huge thank you for Tomtoc for giving me the kick in the arse that I need. Great packs. Now, of course, I'll leave some links below. They are affiliate links, so if you choose to use those, it's no additional cost to you. I just get a small kickback to my channel so I can continue to make content like this. I'll leave some of my social media links below so that you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC and my sister channel, Moorlander Tactical, where I look at more kind of everyday tactical stuff. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. As part of the Aviator series, you have the Aviator 35. Sorry, no. Start again, knobhead. The front panel across the top. This is all made from the same. You have the Aviator 33, which is a 1.7 litre pack, and you have the Aviator 30. I have to do it again. It's the T30. You knobhead. T33. Bellend. And this is Moorlander EDC. Now, for a while, I've made lots of content on these style bags. Now, path in my YouTube career, and I've put it off for too long for no other reason than probably just laziness. So we have I think a child over there has fallen over itself. You probably couldn't hear it screaming, but I can. It's putting me off. It sounds like a moose dying. It's going to be quite funny bloopers today, isn't it? Shall we start again, children? Shall we? Shut up! I let people walk in my woods through the absolute kindness of my heart on my property, although there is a public right of way across it, which is such a shame. Can't get it moved. And what do? They interrupt me filming. I wouldn't hit a child, especially not one of my own. Anyway, let's go again.